Folks, welcome back. I have your latest home prices and insights for week ending June 16th for York Region. York Region, we have so many different things happening in York Region. I'm going to be focused on Vaughan, Richmond Hill, and Markham. Different things are happening in different areas. It's so important that, watching this, you're getting a feel for what's going on. But if you're looking to buy or you're looking to sell, it's so important you're working with a good realtor that can look at your specific neighborhood and tell you what's happening. This is a general idea, a good idea, but a general idea of the whole area. I'm going to start first of all off with condos for all of York Region, and then I'm going to talk about detached for Vaughan, Richmond Hill, and Markham. Do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you're reminded when these videos come up, and your comments are welcome. We really appreciate the comments. Okay, so I've got here condos for all of York Region, and we don't do a lot of condo business in York Region, although with all these projects going on, especially in Transit City, in the next few years that's going to change. There's going to be a lot more volume. However, in all of York Region for last week ending June 16, we sold 72 condos, which is up a little bit from the previous week. And for a couple months now, we've been pretty steady in the high 60s, 70s. That's kind of where we are. So 72 seems to be about normal, like it's been the last couple of months here. Average sold price went up a little bit to $639,000 for the average condo being purchased in York Region. And if we kind of take a step back, well, since the beginning of the year, average sold price have, I would say, aggressively been going up. And lately, since mid-April, they've been gradually coming down. But now we're sitting at $639,000. Compared to last year, at the exact same week, we are 15% higher in average sold price than we were last year. Sales, although we sold 72 last year, at this time we sold only 45. And if you remember last year, there's a lot of crazy things going on, especially with the condo market. Of the 72 that sold, 54% sold at list price or more. So some condos, about half, you're paying list price, you're competing, and others, a little bit more relaxed, more traditional. You have time to see a price, look at the condo, negotiate down a little bit. Listings, we listed 113, which is less than what we listed this year at this time. Same thing with the previous week. We listed more last year during the same period than what we're listing now. And if you recall last year, it seemed the headlines were all, there's a mass exodus to get out of the condo business. So it kind of makes sense that we were listing more last year. So 113 were listed, and months of inventory came down slightly to 0.9 months of inventory. Now, anything below 4 months of inventory is considered a seller's market. At 0.9 months of inventory, it's a very aggressive seller's market. Something is going to change drastically. Either months of inventory are going to come up and normalize things, but if it stays this slow, you're going to start to see price come up more and more and more. Let's get into detached. Okay, so I'm going to talk about Vaughan, Richmond Hill, Markham, the whole top end of Toronto basically. So York Region, whatever borders on Toronto there. We sold 52 detached properties in Vaughan, and for 3 weeks now, the sales have been coming down weekly. Only five were sold at $2 million or more. We sold 14 the previous week, 14 the week before that. We're down to 5, basically a third of what we were selling before. So do you think, 1 week we're selling 14 at $2 million, the following week we're selling only 5, for sure that has an impact on average sold price. And average sold price plummeted from 1.732 to 1,553,000. I'm laughing because I could already see some of the comments down below. I know there's some of you that are, really staring at the Vaughan market, and this is not going to make you happy there. Anyways, the average sold price was 1,553,000. That's way down from where it was before, and an average sold price has been, pretty steady over the last year. 153 is the lowest we've had all year as far as average sold price. Now look, don't freak out. That doesn't mean your home is worth so much less now. Remember, the neighborhood where you live in is really going to determine what your home would sell for or what you should be paying for if you're looking to buy. And there's some pockets where things are going really, really busy, and other pockets where things are a little bit more relaxed. And this could be just we're monitoring these on a weekly basis, so there are going to be fluctuations on a weekly basis, and it could very well be just the fact that there's so much fewer properties selling at $2 million or more is the reason that average sold price came down so much. There's only 52 being sold, so those $2 million, $3 million, $4 million properties really affect the average sold price quite a bit. Compared to last year, well, last year at this time we sold 5 properties at $2 million or more. I've already said this year we've sold 5, so that's kind of the same there. And with that said, if we kind of eliminate that equation, well, we're basically sitting at 9% higher than we were last year's average sold price. Of the 52 that we sold, it's a little bit more than we sold this time last year, but 50%, half are selling at list price or more. And there's some markets that are just very, very aggressive. There was a property in Maple yesterday that we were looking to purchase for our buyer clients. In case you don't know, I'm a full-time realtor. So is my wife. My son's got his license. It's a full-time real estate business here. I work with Remax Premier. So working with a buyer looking to buy a property in Maple, there were 8, maybe 9 offers. Last I checked, there were 8 offers on a particular detached property. It was priced at 1.5. I'm not sure yet what it actually sold for, but there were 8 competing offers, and that's a good offer night. So to the listing agent, you did really well there. Listings, 84. 84 properties were listed, which is less than what we listed this time last year. And what does that do for months of inventory? Well, when we combine the low sales and the listings and figure out how many properties are actually available for sale, which is really the important number, we're sitting at 1.3. So it's up just slightly by 0.1 from what it was last week. So 1.3 months of inventory, still a seller's market. Sellers are in charge, but average sold price, if we look a little bit closer, I said it's pretty much even, but if we kind of zoom in over the last 3 months, it looks like it's sloping down just gradually. Richmond Hill, okay. Richmond Hill has the opposite situation. Sales went up to 47. The amount of property selling at $2 million or more went up by 2 to 12, and average sold price jumped up to 1,821,000, jumped up over 100,000 over the previous week. When we sit back also, it looks like average sold price has been pretty much steady over the course of the year. You know, since February it kind of came up, and now it's been pretty steady there. Compared to last year, well, at this time we sold only 2 at $2 million last year or more, and this year we sold 12. So that's going to affect average sold price, and that's why you get this big fluctuation here of 27% higher than we were last year at this time. Of the 47 that were sold, 51% sold at list price or more. So that's very similar. I mean, Vaughan was 50%. Richmond Hill is 51%. So the action on properties on competing is kind of the same there between Vaughan and Richmond Hill. Listings are way down though. We listed more last year. Last year we listed 70 at this time. This year we only listed 55, and listings have been coming down now for a couple months. We were as high as 109. Now we're down to 55 compared to, we're down to 55 listings for week ending June 16. And months of inventory came down by quite a bit. we're sitting at 1.5 months of inventory. The week before it was 2.1. The coming down in months of inventory, the tighter the market, helps to explain why average sold prices are going up. There's a little bit more competition out there. Markham has is kind of acting in a similar way to Vaughan, but actually more aggressive in a negative way. We went from 69 to 45 sales. 45 sales is one of the lowest. So if we kind of blow off January as a weird month, we're starting off the year, and maybe 1 or 2 weeks into February, really 45 is the lowest week we've had in sales when it comes to Markham for detached homes. So 45 are sold, which is down from the week before. 4 properties sold at $2 million or more, which is also one of the lowest weeks we've had all year. And average sold price seems to be going one way for several weeks now. We're sitting at $1,572,000 for the average detached property that was sold in Markham. Compared to last year, well, last year we sold 5. This here says $1 million. It should say at $2 million. I got to fix that for the next show. But sold at $2 million or more, 5. This year it was 4. Average sold price is sitting pretty much just 3% higher than where it was last year. I know there was a day in the life of GTA real estate where 3%, 4%, 2% higher than last year kind of seemed like a good thing. Now it just seems really low when we've got some of these crazy 24s and 28% higher. So 3% higher seems kind of the same as what it was last year. Of the 45 though, this is interesting, 71% sold at list price or more. Where you have Vaughan and Richmond Hill, 50% at list price or more. This is 71%, 20% higher. There's more action, more activity. I'm really surprised that average sold price is dropping. So when I look at that, my next thought is, as a realtor, I'm thinking, why? And it's really about dissecting the numbers and going in deeper. So if somebody was to talk to me about buying in Markham or selling in Markham, you know, I could show them the overall picture, but what's really going to matter is when I dive down and look at their neighborhood or figure out what's going on. Was it just an average over the last few weeks of the lower priced properties that we're selling? These are the things that make a difference. Over time, everything balances out. 76 detached properties were listed in Markham, which is the same as it was, basically the same as it was last year, and 1.2 months is the months of inventory, and it's been going up for the last 3 weeks, and prices have been going down, and that's kind of the behavioral of as months of inventory go up, as months of inventory go up, prices come down. Overall, when we look at all these areas, detached for Vaughan, months of inventory went up. Richmond Hill, it came down a little bit. Markham went up, and York Region condos sitting at 0.9 months of inventory is a little bit tighter. That's the York Region report. If you have any questions or need any help real estate-wise, please give me a call. My name is Santo Sessa with RE/MAX Premier.